running like a geezer.
Whoa. Welcome, everybody. You are watching Graybeard'S Studio. This is episode 74. And finally, Malibu ULTRAVERSE broke through in the polls. Now, I'm not going to say that I set it up to actually give it a fighting chance, but this was what we call our Losers Week, which occasionally we do at the end of every month. We take categories that have not been shown much love and put them all together and see if you can pick one of the losers to be a winner. And Romance Comics got beat to death again. Atlas Comics, I don't think we'll ever be drawing the 70s Atlas Comics unless those are the three choices, Atlas, Atlas, and Atlas. But Malibu broke through this week, so that was the fourth time that we put Malibu on a poll, and it finally made it. So for Gary and I, it's revisiting the good old days. For our other panelists, perhaps, actually, I think David did some Malibu stuff as well. But anyway, let's bring in the gang, at least those who are here. David's going to be late arriving, but we were able to convince Coran Kizer Stone to come on and be our guest host because Kelsey is missing in action as well. So we have kind of a ragtag group of artists, but of immense talent, though, by the way. So it's still going to be a really, really good show, to quote Ed Sullivan. Okay, let's bring in the regular. He's always regular, even when he doesn't eat his fiber. It's Gary Martin. Welcome, Gary. Oh, yeah, you fool around with Coke and a Coke bottle, and that's what you get. Oh my gosh, maybe we've lost Gary for the show, but let's bring in our guest host. He's not a guest star, he's actually a guest host. You love him. He's been here before, and we're thankful that he decided to join us again. Please welcome Coran Kizer Stone. I've been mispronouncing his name all this time. Hey, buddy.
That's okay. I was just still trying to get over the Gary incident,
Well, we made fun of David last week because he had a picture of him and his wife, and they were drinking Cokes or whatever, and he had a straw in his. And
yeah, saw that.
Yeah, and so
yeah.
Well, that didn't work out as well as I had
hoped. Wow!
It changes clothes.
Yeah.
Oh man, like, I've got Coke all over my floor.
I was like, you are really swallowing that for some reason, and then you spilled it all over you. So your throat must be burning.
I got one of those plastic chair mats.
Oh my gosh, that was great.
I would never waste that much Coke on myself. Blasphemy.
You fool.
I love Coke.
Are you a Coke drinker?
Oh, I
Kizer?
love it. It's my favorite.
Really?
My favorite.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Coca-Cola, and then anything cream soda, root beer,
I'll
Schweppes.
go with cream soda and root beer.
Yeah,
I
I'm a
really
root
like
beer
cream
guy.
soda.
Yeah. I'm a big soda guy.
Oh,
So, yeah. And then I have a lot of family from Georgia, so that's the headquarters of Coca-Cola.
I see.
Yeah.
So you were born and raised on it.
Pretty much molded by it.
I just never, it was always too harsh. I wanted something a little bit smoother, you know? When I was a kid.
Yeah.
I was always drinking like Fanta, you know, like orange flavored or grape flavored.
Well, that's
what was
Coca-Cola, but it's different flavored. So Coca-Cola,
It's all Coke.
Yeah, when they went over to Germany, Germany was like, because in the 1940s we were having a little dispute with them. They're like, "Nah, you can't sell your stuff here," and so what Coca-Cola did was like, "Okay, well we'll just change the name and give it an orange taste," and that's exactly what they did. So Fanta is Coca-Cola. It's just different flavor.
Wow. Well,
Yeah.
there you go. See,
At least that's
I
what
don't
I
know.
was told. Maybe I'm wrong.
I used to feel like that there was a novelty in like those different, like there'd be a strawberry soda or an orange soda or a grape flavor, and it was like, you know, it was like a novelty thing, right? So I always gravitated towards that rather than like straight Coke. So and vanilla soda, which I guess is cream soda, but it's really vanilla soda. And I'm not a big vanilla guy because I think it's an anti-flavor, but I do like it as a soda. So
yeah, I mean, Coca-Cola is actually an anti-flavor. Like what flavor is Coca-Cola? Is it blueberry or is it? Well, no one really knows. It just tastes good, you know. Maybe
isn't
it's
it
cocaine.
like yeah, and the cocaine? Well, yeah, I used to have cocaine in it, and I guess that's why people were drinking it. We don't get that luxury anymore.
Yeah,
It's caramelized something, isn't it? Like caramelized something is like Coke.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Like caramelized
Nobody
sugar
knows
and
exactly.
acid.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I keep seeing all these videos of people taking, like, they dump out a bottle of Coke and put something in it, and it just disintegrates whatever they put into it. And I'm like, do I really want to be drinking that?
We did that when I was in elementary school. Took a human tooth and put it in a bottle and covered it with Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
And within like a couple of weeks, it had dissolved down to nothing.
The enamel and the dentine and all.
Yeah,
Wow.
I mean, it was so gross.
Oh,
yeah.
Well,
You can clean toilets with it and rust.
Yeah, I know. I know. You see people go, if you want the best cleaner, add Coke and then like 2 other ingredients, and it'll clean anything. You're like, gosh, I don't know.
Wait a minute. Yeah, that should be a lesson.
It should be a lesson, but you know, Americans are very ignorant.
Yeah,
it's a lesson we have not learned.
Right.
Well, let me see who's here in the chat, and then we'll get this show rolling. We could talk about Coke all day long. Cornelius the Critic is here. Repairman Jax, he says, holy smokes, why didn't you mention that Nebraska got the #1 quarterback prospect in the country? Because this isn't a sports talk show, that's why. And I know that most people in the chat are like, don't talk about sports.
Has that given you hope?
Yes, but I have hope every offseason, but that's really giving me hope. But we shall see. We shall see. Pastmaster Dan is here. Brian Norton, all the way from Japan, is joining us. There's Gary. Creative Faye. Let's see. She says, yay, Graybeard'S, my favorite show of the week. D-Wham's Fearsome looks awesome. Your Frankenstein was cool too. My Frankenstein.
Did you do a Frankenstein?
Not recently. Are you talking about David's Hitler Frankenstein? Which was pretty funny stuff, quite frankly. Yeah. It was maybe a bit inappropriate, but it was funny.
It was great. Yep.
Pastmaster Dan is here. Leg Kick is here because Leg Kick is almost always here. Pantheon, Heat Miser, Henry Bemis, all the way from Oregon. Cornelius the Critic. Did I already say that? I think I did. I did. There's Cornelius the Critic again. He's complimenting David, but since David isn't here, why read it? I'll just save my oxygen. Daniel Russell says, I've been waiting for this one. It should be good. Well,
We all have.
We've all been waiting for years. You guys would not vote for it. So Ronan's here. Birdman Burr says, cheers to the best draw stream on the internet. Could not agree more. Angela Curry's here. She's here early. What's up with that?
Playing
He's a monster.
hooky, Angela.
Gen X Catholic is joining us. Marcus Killer Group, purveyor of all things pop culture knowledge, is here. Lone Star Viper. How about that? That sounds dangerous. Fallen Lowlife is here. Bloody Drake is joining us. Oh, we have quite a crew. Toshiro. And Kino Reviews is joining us. He says, hail to the chat. So we're doing Witchblade again or Darkness? Kino's very confused. Eric Boyd says, will Aaron draw Elvin? There is a 0% chance that that's happening.
The people want Elvin.
They're demanding it. I almost forgot about that. I checked my spreadsheet, got rid of all of my Malibu comics, says Best Age Comics. Wow. Ouch. Carbon Dioxide says Metallica. Not sure what that's got to do with anything, but thank you. Let's see here. Eric Boyd is here. Yeah, let's see. Spaceman says he loves Malibu. We shall see. Duck Bacon is joining us. Sean Allen. Old Dirty Fatty's joining us. Comics Legend. It's about time Gary Martin drew in one of these live streams. Well,
yes,
that time
yes,
still hasn't shown up.
Yes,
and now
it is about time.
But it ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen, but it's about
It's
time.
about time. People are laughing their heads off at the Coke incident here. Let's refer to it in the future as the
Coke
incident.
Coke. We get all drink Coke one day.
Oh man,
I'll come in and drink some Coke.
Well, see, but you're like used to it. You've developed a resistance to it. I haven't had a Coke in probably 30 years. So
Yeah,
it'd be like a shot of whiskey. It would probably just like my throat would just burn up. And
we got to bring you back to the Coke side.
Toughen you up.
The Coca-Cola, let's say that, not the Coke side. We'll
do. Well, you know what? Next time we have you on, we'll do a Coca-Cola special, and we will see how it goes down. Birdman versus Gary just OD'd on Coke.
Yeah, why do I feel
Past
alive? I feel energized.
Alive. I just don't know how you change your shirt so quick. That's all. Because you had a white shirt on it.
I had one standing by.
You're in a one-bedroom apartment is what he's not telling us. He's got everything within arm's reach.
Yeah, I just.
Kino Reviews says, Sweet J, I'm not going to, just in case. Here we go for $2. Thank you for that. So he was obviously entertained by your Coke incident. The Coke incident.
Yeah, or he was aghast.
Yeah. Eric and Boyd says Gary should have chowed down on a corn dog with that Coke. That would have been the ultimate right there.
Yeah.
Combine.
But I don't think it had, obviously.
Now look at this. Coran, if you know somebody who is slightly out of shape, quickest way to get back in shape is to stop drinking soda pop. Are you out of shape?
No, not yet. But
okay, well,
maybe
you're pretty young though, at least compared to us. So you got
yeah. I mean, life. It took me some time before I even realized that soda pop was Coca-Cola.
He thought it was its own food group.
Soda pop. What's
this soda pop I keep hearing about?
He's just guzzling Cokes. Jimmy Owens for $5. Thank you, Jimmy. Appreciate that. Sending my love to you and Shelly. Had a couple of bucks, so I thought I'd support you. Well, buying food is probably priority above supporting us, but right after that, it's Graybeard'S. Thank you very much, Jimmy. I really appreciate that. Skull Gnasher's here. Let's see. Sleeping. How do you pronounce that? psychopathy. Is that how that's pronounced? Psychopathy?
Psychopathy.
Because it's not psychopathy. It's got to be psychopathy, right?
Yeah, that's right.
He says, I like to think that the Diary of Anne Frankenstein helped sell a few books for Graham. Did you see that, Gary? Were you on with this? Oh gosh, the Diary of Anne Frankenstein. Wow, it was the most inappropriate but hilarious joke that.
Well, it could have taken a really dark turn, but it ended up being something that I think is a pretty good idea.
Actually, it was kind of funny. Dale A says, "Who is Kizer?" Kizer, tell us who you are.
I'm a character designer, a concept artist for about 15 years in the animation industry. Worked for Warner Brothers, Disney, Sony, all those good ones, all those good guys.
And you've been on the show before.
Two times before.
Yeah, twice.
So they should know who you are.
That's right. Come on, Dale A.
Come on, Dale.
And Kizer used to be a security guard too. So
yeah, I was a security guard before working in the animation, and Warner Brothers was like, "You're not going to be that anymore." And I was like, "Okay." That's exactly how it went.
You were waiting for somebody to tell you that.
Yeah, I was talking just like those kids from the 1950s. It's like, "Come on, mister, I'm not going to do it." You know how they used to repeat it twice. You're not going to get me. You're not going to get me at all.
They got you. Well, okay. There's the crowd. It looks. Oh, there's Headless Bourgeoisie. I can't go without saying that. No Madaman's here as well, so I want to make sure I got him. Okay. So we're stalling a little bit because David's going to be here. He's just running late. Kelsey is definitely not going to be here. I was showing pictures on my Sunday show of Bigfoot, as I normally do. And I got all these Kelsey comments, and someone was like, "You guys need to quit making fun of Kelsey." And I was like, "No, it's all good fun. We love Kelsey." So
we do love Kelsey.
We do love Kelsey. He's a major part of the show. And, the Sasquatch joke is, it's been a running joke for a while, and it's not going to go away anytime soon. Yeah. If anybody has a blurry photograph of Kelsey, let us know. Blurry's out.
Kelsey looks like two mysterious-looking characters, Claus, Santa Claus, and Sasquatch.
It's a combination of Santa Claus and Sasquatch.
I think you're onto something there.
Yeah, I know. This sounds like a USA Today network movie. Well,
I mean, we've never seen those two together.
No, I mean, I think one is the other. Yeah.
Well, you could argue no one's ever seen Sasquatch either. At least that's what I argue every week.
I think Sasquatch is Santa Claus with his clothes off.
Could be. That's what he does in his months off. Is he's pretty like, much. I'm just going to wander through the woods of the Northwest.
That gives a new meaning to Mrs. Claus.
Oh,
need a Coca-Cola for this one.
Crack open a six-pack of Coke. Throw the show.
I heard the sound.
He popped it open. I heard it.
We have so many Coca-Colas over here. I tell you.
Now, are you at your place or your dad's?
My father's.
So you're drinking your dad's Coke?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So you're.
But I do buy some racks of Coke every once in a while. The Mexican kind in the cans.
The Mexican kind? Is that what you said?
Yeah, the Mexican Coca-Colas. That's what Gary was.
Yeah, that's the kind that I dumped on myself.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. What? Okay. What do you mean? Is there a different? What is it? Mexican Coca-Cola? What?
So one has pure cane sugar, and the other one is high fructose corn sugar.
Oh, so actually, the Mexican version is healthier.
Yeah, well, it's supposed to quote unquote healthier. Yeah.
Okay.
Now they're going to sell it.
Now, how do you know when you're going to the store to buy it? It's not like
read the label.
Yeah, it's on the ingredients in the back.
Oh, so you just okay. So I got to read the label to see if I'm getting the American version or the Mexican.
Just go to the Mexican section, food section, and my store has a shelf with Coke. And I read the label and it said cane sugar. And I thought, man, I'm going to be wasting this.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
Do they do the same thing with Fanta?
I'm not sure. I don't really drink.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Well, one that needs to be answered before next week. I'll tell you that. All right. So, Gary, a little show and tell. What have you got planned for us today, or what have you got to share with us today?
Been working on my commissions for my my campaign. Could you show my
Oh, yeah. There it is. Oh.
Whoa.
So these are commissions from my art book campaign. I've been chipping away at them. I still have several more to do. So if you're waiting for yours, it's coming. This is a character. I have no idea who it is. It's from some game. That's all I know.
Yeah.
So I hope he likes it.
You know, those gamers, man, they can be real sticklers on the accuracy and stuff.
Yep.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Why do you have a picture of Liam Sharp?
Because that's what the client wanted. He wanted a portrait of Liam Sharp as a barbarian. So I'm flattered that you knew who it was. Or maybe you read the...
I read it, but it looks like him. So
Okay. And then someone wanted a vampire Batman.
look at that.
So that's... Yeah,
Were you tempted to have blood running down his mouth, or did you think that was too gross?
Yeah, I thought about it. I thought, nah, it's black and white, so it's, that could be chocolate syrup for all we know.
True.
And I've shown some of these other
cross hatching.
Thank you. I've shown that one. I think I showed that one last week.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Nice.
the piece behind me.
Yeah, what is that? Ooh.
Let me blow it up. This is an illustration that I did. I shared it several months ago. It was for an advertising client. They were actually from the I'll just say use the code DOD. They were doing some cyber threat information, and they wanted me to illustrate a story about modern cyber threats, and they wanted it opening up with a gamer and how he gets sucked into it. And so it's a combination of Assassin's Creed character and Star Wars.
So basically, this is the best page in the whole story, right?
Exactly.
And then
the rest of it is guys sitting in front of computers.
Right, exactly. But you got to do this one cool page. Now, did you do this first, or did you save it for last?
Oh, I absolutely did it first. Are you kidding?
I don't know. A lot of people are like, I know this is going to be, the best page. So I want to get all the tedious stuff out of the way first. And so they don't have
that kind of discipline.
Okay.
I
don't either.
Joe Sinnott used to do that. He would save this opening splash page to ink last because he wanted to be, warmed up and well into it. I've never done that in my life. I always do the opening splash page first. And I'd regret doing it first. So the reason why I'm showing this page is that we're going to try out a new scheme. Let's see how well it goes on today's broadcast.
Here you go. Listen closely, everybody.
We're going to give away one piece of original artwork to the person that has the highest super chat. So Jimmy Owen's already at $5. He's in the lead.
That's right.
So throughout the show,
what piece are you giving away? Because Gary, this one right here.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm going to super chat then.
So at the end of the show, we'll see who has the highest super chat, and we will give them my contact information through Twitter, and you can contact me and give me your shipping information, and I will ship it to you. And if this goes well, then we'll take turns every week, and Aaron will do it, David will do it, Kelsey will do it. And so that way we spread it out. So that's already begun.
It's already begun.
Yeah. And I will show the artwork periodically, remind everyone that that's what we're doing. So this piece of artwork will be given away to the highest super chat.
There you go.
Nice.
I think that sounds like a good idea.
Agreed.
All right, Mr. Stone, you got some stuff you want to share with us?
Let's see what I got. Yeah, this is, I don't even know what this is. I was thinking of Battle Chasers without reference. So it's something I did of some of those Battle Chaser guys. You like Joe Matt?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah, so this is just something I was doing. Oh, this is, I forgot. This is one of the characters that I came up with from one of my OCs. So I put him in there and made it so that he was like the Nolan type. But yeah, that's that. And also,
did you have some Doctor Doom stuff that I saw you were looking at earlier?
Yeah, this is just some fun character work that I was doing.
How often do you do stuff like this recreationally, as opposed to, we have a regular gig? Do you have like gaps? I don't want to say major gaps, but you know how it is in animation. You do a job and then you kind of have to sit and wait for the next one to come up.
Yeah.
So do you have
this type of stuff I usually do every week to keep I don't know, just make sure that I'm doing some stuff when I don't have anything to do, or I'll do this to help me prepare for what I'm about to do, So like every week, mostly, some character design, that character sheet just for fun. But yeah, that's not for anything in particular. It's just something for myself. Plus, I don't draw Dr. Doom all that much. This here was because I don't draw these two together, and the movie's about to come out. So Deadpool and Wolverine. Oh, and Cyclops in the back there. As you can see, Deadpool here up top and
drinking Coke.
Yeah,
through a straw.
Yeah, through a straw.
Wolverine.
He's not a man.
Not a man. He's a Coke man.
Well, okay. Do you ever do anything traditional, or is everything digital? Or are you just of the new age of digital illustration?
I do traditional everything. Like, well, a lot of the brushes that I make, I try to make it look almost as if it's got some tooth to it and all that stuff. Because
I don't mean in terms of style. I just mean, do you ever miss not having originals laying around?
Yeah, not so much, because I'm always drawing on napkins or something like that. With big pens. I randomly go to, well, actually not randomly, every week I'll go to the bar, and they'll give me my usual cranberry juice and my napkin with a pen. And I'm always drawing dragons and some of the people inside of the venue, So I'm usually drawing traditionally, but it's not on like 11x17 or stuff like that. Yeah. Which I used to do back in the day. I had my light box and everything, before I transitioned to the dark side.
Yep. Well, I've had to come to realization that this is just the way things are now and are going.
Yeah, they're going back traditional. Well, yeah, digital, and it's still digital, but I think because of AI, people are more accepting towards the traditional stuff. That's what they want. They want to be able to feel, and see it instead of actually looking at pixels.
Right. Well, now, do you go and do like conventions at all, ever, comic shows or anything like that?
Not so much. Not as much as I would like to. I want to go to the Heroes Con this year. Get a nice little table or something like that. But I think it's too late for me for that.
Well, yeah, it's a June show, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll go because I got friends over there, but I won't be able to get a table. But next year, I'm definitely going and getting a whole bunch of tables.
Now, would you at a show? Would you consider doing like sketches and stuff for
That's
clients? You know, like if I came up there and said, "Hey, man, can you draw Spider-Man?"
Oh yeah,
for
that's
me?
one of my favorite things to do.
Okay.
Is commissions for people. You know, mostly because you know it gets me back to doing traditional stuff with marker or you know pencil.
Kill my dog.
I love those. But yeah, that's just I don't know if the pictures can well.
Cool. Look at that. Yeah, someone's delivering something to my front door, so my dog's just going nuts.
Oh, yeah.
And as soon as they leave, it'll calm down.
Some X-Men stuff.
Now, this is all stuff you've done for yourself because you obviously can't show us stuff you've been doing for animated films or whatever.
Yeah, pretty much. And a lot of the stuff that I do for animated films isn't on my iPad. It's on like Photoshop. So, I mean, they allow you to use iPads, but I'd rather not do that at this moment.
So they're afraid it'll get out or something, or someone will steal it.
Yeah, probably so. But they prefer you not to use your iPad and Procreate in order to do their work. So, and even though I was doing that for a couple of years in the past, they were like, "Yeah, we don't trust it." So,
well, I don't blame them. Especially, seems like the cyber world is less and less safe all the time. So,
yeah. And because of artificial intelligence, kind of developing like the sentience, it seems like we can't trust it.
Yeah, dude, we're just like a couple years away from Terminator 2. You wait.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
You know, all the artificial intelligence is going to have the Austrian accent. For some reason. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Love it.
Nice. I actually kind of like that light that's above. I might have to use it. But anyway.
I thought that was a planet in there for a second. I was
it looks like
the sun or something. But no, okay.
I'm gonna put
I was like, how did you get that bright?
Yeah, I was like, yeah, glowing.
I think I can do that actually. Let's see. So you go to luminance and then, oh no, well, hold on. Need a different layer. Luminance, there you go. Something like this. So you learn all these tricks.
I know. I'm gonna have you teach me this stuff. I know just enough about Photoshop to be dangerous, you know, to color something, and that's it.
Yeah.
I'll
figure it out. But that's pretty much it for me.
All right, man. Excellent. All right. So what we're gonna do today, and like I said, David should be rolling in here any minute now, we hope. But we're gonna be doing the much talked about, Gary, but very seldom realized Malibu ULTRAVERSE. It finally won. I have to admit, I sort of stacked the deck. Now
there's no pressure, right?
Right. Well, I gave Marcus Killigrew one more shot at Romance Comics in there, and that just got
buried. That's true, Marcus.
Yeah. Got
You're
buried
out,
again.
Marcus. You are out.
Yep. So I hate to say it like this, but I don't think there's any love for romance in this audience.
Just not enough.
Not enough. There's some intense love, but just not enough of it.
Right.
Look at this. I can't believe that romance lost again. Yeah, we're all shocked by that. Hey, there's Aaron Sparrows in the chat. Hey, Aaron.
So are we stalling, waiting for David, or are you going to start drawing?
No, I was going to start actually telling tales of Malibu, but I guess we should probably start drawing. I got to show something. I keep forgetting that I'm actually on this show.
Yeah.
So all I've got really, I've shown that Kit Carter painting so many times. So I guess maybe I can show it again. But this is what the final Witchblade looked like from last week. after I got it all inked.
Awesome.
I kind of want to paint it, but like this. That's perfect, right? He's like,
wow. Did you plan that?
No, but look at it, it's perfect.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's what I did last week. And for those of you who haven't seen it, I've been showing it pretty liberally. But Kit Carter movie posters on the canvas.
Yeah, there you go.
Ready to go.
You started it.
Nice.
There's no stopping me now. So
sweet. That's awesome.
Yeah, I think we are all in anticipation for this one.
Yeah, you and me both. I've also, as I was talking to Gary about, maybe I should use this for a source of conversation once we get going, but I've actually added a couple pages to the Kit Carter story. So I figured I'd just be about done today, but now I'm not, because I have 2 more pages to draw, and we'll get to that in a second. Angela Curry for $2. Aaron Shelby Robertson, not Robinson. When? Angela, if you'd made that a $6 super chat instead of a $2 super chat, you would be getting Gary's artwork, and I would have answered your question. But since you did neither, I will not answer that question.
Well,
soon.
John in the chat has brought up a good point that I hadn't thought about. He's suggesting that it should be the total. So if someone has done 3 super chats,
of course,
total up that amount instead of like a bid where they keep adding. I think
that's fair. Fair.
So that's a great suggestion. Appreciate it.
And Jimmy, let's see. Kino's got a $2 one. Jimmy's got a $5 one, and Angela just put a $2 one. So that's where we're at right now. Jimmy is in the lead for that free artwork. So how about that? Okay, so let's get rolling. I am going to do, this may come as a shock to everybody, but I'm going to do Lord Pumpkin. But stunner, I know.
Lord Pumpkin.
I'm guessing
I'm gonna do this guy.
You're gonna that would be Prime.
Prime. Oh, okay, yeah. I'm doing that guy with the muscles.
There you go, big muscly guy. And I expect you to go way overboard on that.
I used to study this when I was a kid studying anatomy. I never knew who did the artwork.
You studied that image right there?
Yeah.
Really? Pretty jacked up anatomy, especially on those legs.
Okay, well, the circle is now complete.
Like, who is the artist for that one?
It's Norm Brayfogle.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Norm Brayfogle, who unfortunately is no longer with us. He passed away a few years ago.
Oh, sure. That's awesome. I used to love this one.
Well, Norm he was working on Batman, believe it or not, at DC, and Malibu offered him a really healthy page rate and a $10,000 bonus if he would come over and do Prime.
Yeah, signing bonus.
And so he did. And, ticked off everybody at DC.
I'm still waiting for my signing bonus.
Yeah. I was just thankful to have a job. Although I did walk away from I was going to say we did walk away from the She-Hulk, but that really kind of got pulled out from underneath. And I say us because Gary was going to work on that too with me. And then there was talk of a Hawkeye miniseries, but then when Malibu came in offering me twice my page rate, practically, I was like, yeah, I think I'll go over there. That's awesome. And I don't know if that was a wise decision or not, but I sure enjoyed my time there. The guys over there were great. Still friends with them. So
I think it was because it was a fun book and it gave you the opportunity to draw a lot of different types of stuff. I mean, every issue was different.
That is true.
And, now, who's the head of Malibu?
Well, Dave Ulbrich was the publisher, and Tom Mason was editor-in-chief, and Chris Ulm was, what was his title? No, maybe Chris was editor-in-chief. What was Tom? Tom was, they were kind of the tri-head.
Yeah.
The three big guys that, and they had, different.
Yeah, I never knew who was actually running it, but I think it was by committee.
Yeah, and then Scott Rosenberg was the owner, publisher, or whatever. Or
yeah, they all had impressive titles.
Yeah, he came up with the money to start Malibu Comics, and then they cut a deal with Image to release the first wave of Image books, and that's where they made enough money to then, when Image pulled their books and said, we're going to do this ourselves, they had enough money, Malibu had enough money to actually go forward with the Ultraverse then.
Oh, wow.
It's funny that, was it Clint in the chat says Malibu owning their own game company was dope, but that's ended up being one of the reasons why they went under, is because that gaming section was just sucking them dry from, all their finances. And so it ended up not being such a great thing because they don't think they ever produced any games, and then they lost a ton of money as a result.
Wow.
Aaron, you might know this. Headless Bourgeoisie is asking, did Malibu publish Howard Chaykin's Power and Glory? I don't remember.
Did Malibu publish? Remember when Malibu was doing that creator-owned line? This was kind of after they already launched the regular books.
Mm-hmm.
Norm Brayfogle was doing something called Metaphysique, and then I'm pretty sure that was Chaykin did Power and Glory.
But that was through Malibu?
Yeah, because
Okay.
I was actually talking to them about doing my own book, and then, of course, things went south. And and I guess the untold story, according to Dave Ulbrich, is that, or the true story, not the untold story, but the true story was that DC had made a serious offer to buy Malibu, and they wanted to continue with the books, like pretty much when they bought Wildstorm, they planned on using the characters. Marvel didn't want DC to own it, so they came in over the top with that $13 million, I believe, bid, and it was more than DC was going to pay, and Marvel just did it so they could kill the line. They had no intention of ever using the characters.
I had not heard this, that DC was interested first.
Yeah. In
And
fact,
Marvel,
they were going to do the deal.
Okay. Marvel said, we got more money than you.
Yeah. And I think, or at least had more money they're willing to spend on it, But yeah, it was just Marvel got involved just because they didn't want DC to have a win, which I think is pretty funny, but there it is.
The competition of comics.
Yeah, you wouldn't think it would be like so mafia-like, but there it is.
Yeah. You get to sort of remember some of these interesting stories, about how they competed against each other.
Well, it is amazing how many in an industry like this. I mean, it's obviously much smaller than film or the music industry, but there's nothing but weird stories in comics. And the more longer you're in it, the more those you become a part of and can share with others. Now, Gary, you told me earlier you had a corn dog update, or what's the story there?
I'm going to save that for when David is here.
Okay. That's right. We don't want David to miss anything.
I did want to share one little thing that happened to me this week. I got a comment. I use my Facebook account just to post artwork. And the Marilyn Monroe Supergirl piece, I think either that one or the Bride of Frankenstein piece. I think it was the Bride of Frankenstein piece that I auctioned on Ethan's show. Joe Rubenstein made a comment, and his comment was, "What type of pressure do you use?"
I'm under all kinds of pressure, man.
And I'm thinking, okay, this is Joe Rubenstein. He knows what he's talking about. So is he like asking me some master art question that I should know? I don't want to come off sounding like an idiot. It's like, what the heck are you talking about? And so I'm, trying to figure out all the scenarios. And I thought, okay, I'm not going to ask him what he means by that. I'm just going to try to answer it. So I just write him back and say, very light. So he responds, I'm a victim of autocorrect. What I meant to ask was, what type of brush do you use?
It's a good thing you didn't answer with some pretentious,
Yeah. I was like, well, I dodged a bullet there. But how does it change it from he's typing in brush and it comes out pressure?
I don't know.
That's AI for you.
Oh, yeah. It's not even close.
Yeah. So Joe Rubenstein's asked me, what kind of pressure do I like? Okay, Joe can be, cryptic. So I'm like, well,
that's the question that I get all the time, though, because I use a digital brush, and you can change the pressure, with your brush. So that's it's just a weird. Like when he said that, I thought, oh, is he talking about digital stuff or stylus or something else?
Right, but no, this was a traditional piece.
Yeah,
and that's that's a typical question. What kind of brush do you use? But it didn't occur to me that's what he was asking.
Have you ever used
what pressure
digital anything?
Me?
Have you ever used anything digital? Yeah, like Photoshop or Procreate?
Just for coloring and editing. I never draw with it. I don't like drawing digitally. I prefer that. I like the feel of the paper and the pencil and that the contact and I tried drawing digitally. I don't like the process.
I've never even tried it.
Yeah, there's what do you call it? They have this paper or plastic or whatever it's made out of called paper-like, where you can put like the thing on your iPad, the surface of your iPad, and it feels just like paper. Yeah, I ended up asking the company if they could send me a few sheets, and I mean, like that. I don't have that on right now, but the majority of my iPads have that.
Interesting.
And that's because I was so used to just drawing on paper.
Right. Oh, Jimmy Reyes, where'd he go? Jimmy, where's your Jimmy Reyes says, my answer should have been to the pressure question 3. Yep.
Wouldn't that have been funny that he would think you knew something that he didn't?
Right, exactly. To turn it around. That didn't occur to me.
What does this 3 mean? And you could have gone into this whole thing and just made up.
He's trying to fake me out by commenting on what he thought I meant.
Yeah.
I usually use pressure number 3, but occasionally I'll go to 4 when necessary. 5 is
3.5 when I'm feeling crazy.
Oh, yeah, a guy like you, a trickster like yourself, Gary. Surprised me you didn't jump at that opportunity.
Well,
I got PT on.
The little that I know about Joe Rubenstein, I don't see him as a potential prank victim.
But aren't those the best kind?
Well, it depends. They have to take it in the spirit that it's done.
Yeah, well.
You ever see that guy in like the Targets and the Marts that he has his fart machine and he does it next to people in the aisle that he's standing in, and they don't know how to take it. So.
I've seen that. Yeah.
Some of them is like, "Excuse me."
What?
Yeah. And then every once in a while you'll get somebody who just laughs. They can't.
Oh yeah, you get people that appreciate what you do and laugh, and then you get people that will punch you in the face.
You never know which one you're going to get.
Yeah, I like that type of stuff.
Yeah, you like it till you get punched in the face. Then you're like, wait a minute. I was amazed at how long it took. I'm getting back to Malibu here. I was amazed at how long it took for this actually to happen. With getting the Malibu stuff actually to win a poll.
Yeah,
because it's interesting that I do like. When I go to shows where Dave Ulbrich is at, inevitably we do a Ultraverse reunion panel, right? And there's always a decent crowd there, and it's like, which is amazing for something that really has had no reoccurring stories or anything for dang near 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
But that sort of cult following is pretty strong, and it took so long to break through on this show that I was surprised.
Hold on a second. That did not sound like what I thought it was in my head. Well, never mind. I need more work on that one.
Oh, I thought maybe some coke came out when you.
Oh yeah.
Look at this, Nolan Lockhart for $101.01. Hello, Mr. Aaron Lopez Tree, Gary the Martian Martin, and Kizer Stone Cold Stunner. How about that? Or a nickname. Just here to enjoy the show and take my shot at that art. Well, I'd say you're in pretty good position right now to take that art home. Thank you, Nolan, so much for that. That was very generous of you. Did you guys ever see the Ultraverse cartoon?
No.
It came on USA or one of those?
Yeah, I mean, it would have been like, I don't know, how old are you? Were you a kid in the 90s?
Yeah, teenagers.
So you would have probably seen it, right?
Yeah, a lot of those Image and seemed like Malibu stuff. Like I watched the Savage Dragon and the Wildcats, so I thought maybe it came on the same channel, which was USA or UPN.
Well, it wasn't network worthy. It was a little bit below that.
Okay. Well, maybe
so
it
might have been, I mean, regular network like NBC or CBS. So it probably was on one of those cable channels. I don't know. You guys in the chat, does anybody remember what that was? What network?
People are complaining for Nolan's bid. Hidden Hand Media says, thanks, Nolan. The high was $6.
They're probably waiting till the end of the show, right? To put in a $6 super chat and steal it. Oh. Aaron Sparrow says, I not only watched the Ultraforce cartoon, I still have all the figures mint on card. How about that?
Really? Yeah, I still have a bunch of those Malibu trading cards.
James Reyes says that it's on Disney Plus now. How about that?
What?
Well, I guess they own them, so Might as well get some use out of them.
Yeah.
Because Disney bought,
Yeah, that's true.
well, they own Marvel, who bought them, or bought, Ultraverse. So,
Oh, yeah.
That's part of their master plan to take over the world. And
Well-
Malibu is a piece of that puzzle.
that's right. Maybe more important than we've been led to believe.
I think I got, I have a couple of Malibu cards, trading cards. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I got a whole set. I got 100 of them. I did so many cards for that set, and they sent us the whole thing.
Yeah.
So I've got all of them.
Yeah.
The biggest disappointment for me was, and I remember this. I've told this story before, probably not on this show because we've never done Ultraverse before. But I was at a Chicago show, and it was before Ultraverse went under, so it would have had to have been 94, because I was still working on Sludge. And when did that launch in 94? Did it launch in 93?
I don't remember.
I want to say 93. Yeah, because I was working on Sludge when Shelley and I first got married, or I just started working on it, was just about to, or something like that. Because I remember working on issue 2 in the condo we were renting right after we got married. But anyway,
You were working on it.
No. Wow.
Fond memories of you working on like a drawing board on your lap in front of the
darn near, I had a little tiny drawing table. It was kind of set up in the corner of this, what was basically our dining room, but it was like a 2-bedroom condo. So it wasn't really, the living space was all, here's the kitchen, here's the living room where the couch is, or the family room. And then, the TV's over in the corner, and then kind of all that sort of combined. But so yeah, I was working on, I know it was Sludge number 2 while we were living in that condo.
both Henry Bemis and Clint in the chat are saying 93.
Yeah. So it was probably Chicago 93-ish. It's interesting. Maybe it was before we got married, because I was in Chicago, and I don't think we were married, because she probably would have gone with me if we had been. Huh. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. So they debuted their action figure line, right? And they had done, because the cartoon show they were doing, which was Ultra Force, they had all the characters to support that cartoon. And then they had a second wave of action figures, and they had the prototypes there for the second wave of action figures. And 2 in the second wave were Sludge and Lord Pumpkin. And they were incredible. The Lord Pumpkin had like multiple pumpkin heads. So you could, like, one had a clown face on it, one had, something else. And they would.
I don't remember that.
Well, it was only the prototype was at Chicago.
Oh, that's okay.
And then the company, of course, went under before they produced that second wave. And I remember telling those guys over and over again, I said, you guys, put the monsters in the first wave. That's what kids like, or the monster toys.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be more popular than
Mm-hmm.
the superheroes. And they're like, well, we can't, because we've got to support the television show. And the television show is all about, this Avengers style group of, even though Sludge and Lord Pumpkin both appeared in the television show. And I got a nice little royalty from that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It seemed like everyone in Ultra Force were superpowered. They were like Superman.
Right. Right. They were all the superheroes.
Yeah, they were all archetypes.
Mm-hmm.
Hyper Potato says, do werewolf arms help or hinder when drawing? Discuss.
Who said that? Who said that?
Hyper Potato.
Hyper Potato.
Where is, I see Admiral Wackash.
Hold on, I lost him.
Did you just make that up?
No.
There it is. Okay. That was directed at me.
Okay.
And this is directed at you. There you go.
Thank you.
Got what you wanted.
I got one of those at one time. Yeah.
Well, no one's safe. No one is safe.
I
Just
forget
say
what I
hello,
said.
buddy.
You know, it's funny. I remember seeing that before you started using it as a video. I watched so many things on television. I don't know where I saw it though. I was a kid.
Well, that thing is like classic old. That guy going around shooting it. You know, that was like his traveling show. Was like, look at me shooting myself with a cannon.
That's why that always cracks me up when I see that. Is that the expression on his face is surprise.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't know it's going to hurt.
Yeah.
But
How many times had he been, blasted at that point when they made that little clip?
well, I wonder if maybe that was like the first time he did it.
That didn't occur to me. That could be. Maybe that was the first time. He's like, wait a minute, it hurts.
Yeah, I'm never doing this again.
Yeah. That hurts.
All right, so we've established the fact that these Zig calligraphy pens are not waterproof.
Have we?
I think we have. So I guess I'm going to. I don't want to brush ink this.
Don't you have any other brand?
I don't have. Well, everybody tells me like I get these Pentels. They're Japanese, so I can't read anything on it. It's all in Japanese.
You don't know if it says waterproof or not.
Right. I have no clue.
Yeah, I could say, for all that's holy, whatever you do, don't put water on this.
Son of Liberty is accusing me of cheating because I'm drawing a character I draw all the time.
Why
I got
is it-
news for you, pal. I drew every one of these characters all the time when I was working there.
How is that cheating when that's what they voted for?
That's right. You guys expected me to do Lord Pumpkin. I know you did. So I'm playing to the crowd.
Are there
man.
any Ultraverse characters that you did not draw?
There aren't. Because I did like posters and stuff for them. Do you remember that? Oh, you didn't ink it. I did a sludge mobile, that you hang on your ceiling. But I think I inked that myself.
I think I got one of those, so I may have.
You ink it.
Yeah, I may have inked it.
Yeah,
While
I
they
think
send me one.
The more I think about it, I think you did actually. But I actually only did one issue. I did Lord Pumpkin. I drew a 2-issue story arc that I wrote in sludge featuring Prime. So I've drawn Prime more than I've drawn Lord Pumpkin. So there. So,
And that double page, I think it was the only one that we did of the fold out panorama where you have Prime and Sludge punching each other. Remember that?
oh yeah. That was another Prime. So yeah, we're I don't think it's even fair to insinuate that I'm somehow cheating.
Yeah, save that accusation, for when it counts.
Yeah, because there will be a time, and there's probably plenty of times where I've maybe not been completely above board, but this is
Brian Norton is asking if Aaron, you or I had ever worked with Roland Mann. He saw him on Art's show last week. His book GoFundMe looks cool, according to Brian Norton.
Well, Brian, did you not watch my Sunday show? Because I had him on Sunday. Wow, now I'm really offended. I thought Brian, thought I could count on you, but apparently not. Yes, I worked with Roland. He was an editor, obviously, at Malibu. Well, actually, when you say worked with him,
That counts.
Yeah, I mean, I knew him. We conversed quite frequently. Whether he edited anything I did, I don't know. Because the only guys I remember specifically were Dan Danko and Chris Olm that actually edited stuff I worked on, and Hank Canals. So, but I knew everybody there.
Dan Danko.
Yeah, I knew of Roland. I don't know if I ever did anything with him or not.
Well, the other funny thing when I was interviewing Roland is that he was talking about somebody that had colored the book that he's doing right now. And he said, yeah, she used to be a colorist at Malibu. And I was like, ooh, I said, did I ever yell at her? Did she ever? Because I had a few fits.
Yeah, well, you and I were not fans of the coloring department at Malibu.
Dang it. Father's coming downstairs.
Uh-oh.
Uh-huh.
He's pissed off he drank his Cokes.
Oh, yeah. Have you seen my Coca-Cola, son?
I had my name on it.
Coca-Cola, what are you talking about, Dad? What's that?
I don't know what that is. Oh, here's the Coca-Cola.
Oh,
the sound effects.
Daniel Russell for $1.99. Thank you, Daniel. Wished Aaron would have drawn Rune or Prime Evil. I have. See, once again, you guys.
Well, I think he means on the show.
I know, but
I'm drawing Prime Evil.
if you go read, yeah, there you go. Well, Prime Evil was like this evil version of like negative energy version of Prime or something.
Yeah.
But I drew him in Godwheel, which was that was like this big event they had after Marvel Bottom, and Thor appeared in it. And so I got to draw Thor in shadow, which kind of ticked me off. I don't remember who wrote the script, but I was like, why am I drawing Thor in shadow? Because you know who he is. You can tell by looking at the shadow who it is. So just let me draw him. No, he's got to be in shadow. I'm like, ugh. So I got Thor sitting in his throne, in the throne room in Asgard or something, like 70% with a shadow, just, silhouette. And it was just
So you don't get to draw him brandishing his hammer. He's
just sitting there, and he's in shadow.
Sitting there eating lunch.
Because I think the good stuff was all drawn by George Perez.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
David's here, Aaron.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, David Williams. Done.
Man, I thought this damn show killed one of my best friends in being a cokehead.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I was on the freeway and I almost died laughing.
Well, see, now you know why you use a straw, right?
Thank you.
Exactly. See, Gary, you need to listen to me.
Well, what are you doing watching while you're driving?
Well, I thought it would be nice, but I didn't think something would go down like this. And I actually think that you're a clone because the original Gary had a blue shirt on and you got this. Are you really Gary Martin?
I had Coke all over it. I had to change.
Oh, okay.
I had a puddle of Coke on the floor.
Yeah. If you guys in the chat are coming in late, go back and watch the first 5 to 10 minutes of the show.
Yeah.
It's classic.
Yeah. And if you don't understand that, he means Coca-Cola, not Coke.
Yeah.
Gary will forever be a cokehead because it was all over his head. I was just like, what in the world?
Don't do drugs, kids.
Don't do drugs.
Don't ever go down on a Coke bottle.
Oh, yeah. I was like, what?
That's the lesson.
Do not do it.
Oh, God.
Like,
hello to everyone. Hello to everyone in the chat. Hello, Coran. Good to see you again, bruh.
What's up, man? How's it going? It's good to see you again as well.
Yeah. Well, it looks like I'm not going to do any drawing because you took my character, and that's what I was going to do, and I'm not competing.
Oh yeah, nah, you could draw. There's so many awesome characters from Malibu. Come on,
Come
buddy.
on, David, you got to do something.
I was hoping
I
you'd
think-
do Mantra.
No, I'm not doing any
Sludge.
Kinda-
You're so quick. You're so quick. And doesn't need to be in color also.
Yeah, do a sludge piece, man.
Yeah.
You wish.
Okay. How about, oh my gosh.
That's the best retort. You wish.
Okay, how about Rune? Somebody's begging for Rune in the that's that Barry Smith
Yeah,
vampire.
Elvin keeps coming up.
No, Elvin.
Elvin, so far, Elvin has come up more in the chat than any other.
I don't believe you, Gary. I think you're.
I don't want him to do Elvin. I'm just reading.
I think you're on a coke high right now. I think
You don't trust anything that I'm saying.
Oh, let's see what David has. What's this artwork?
Yeah, what do you got there, David? Let me blow you up.
What do you got? What do you got?
There you go. Explain yourself.
Ooh.
This is a page from Fearsome. I probably shouldn't be showing it, but I'm showing it anyway.
It's not even finished, right?
Oh, it's totally finished.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought I saw something.
Oh no, that's for the next issue.
Oh, okay.
I could show that. I'm going to show it anyway. These are like layouts for the next covers.
Oh,
So
Wow.
I already started that. I was going to have it finished last night, but I ate too much and I got that itis and I fell out.
Well, I like this a lot. Wow.
Yeah. But I think I'm going to change her legs because I don't like that it's getting cropped down here. But
is that a cover image or a splash from the book?
yeah, it's a cover image.
Okay.
So, hey, Aaron, if you may notice that I have a different costume on Fearsome. He's going to have a slightly different look.
Well, it looks like he's got some pants on or something there.
Yeah, it looks easier to draw.
Yeah, exactly. So, you guys, please, if you can, if you're in the chat and have some spare change, go support the campaign on Fearsome. It's finally live, and we're doing pretty good so far, but we want to get it up to 100,000 so I could get a bonus.
Right. So the link is in the description of this video, by the way.
Yeah, it's at 60 already.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, 61 actually this morning.
Wait, when did you put it up?
Yeah,
Couple days ago.
Wow.
was it?
So-
Yeah.
It was Monday, wasn't it?
Yes, you're right.
Wow. That's quick.
And David, give an update. We talked about doing the Super Chat art giveaway. And so I'm reminding everyone, this piece of original art is going to the highest total Super Chat person.
Right now, it's $101 and
101 is, yeah. And so whoever has the most Super Chat money that they have donated gets this original art. All they have to do is contact me through my Twitter, which is G Martin Inc., and send me their shipping information, and I will mail it to you. So that's all you have to do.
If you can include maybe a gift certificate for a bottle of Coke,
Yeah,
That'll be
yeah.
awesome.
I have to replace. Probably more cleaning products I need at this point.
yeah. Now, can you clean Coke up off your floor with Coke?
Well, it's just sugar, right? So yeah. So hopefully it won't be dried up by the time the broadcast ends.
Hey, we all know that it's more than sugar because it destroys teeth.
Oh, that's true. I'm noticing this bubbling on my floor. What's going on?
It's like the blood of the alien, in the movies, where
Right.
eating
Yeah.
through.
Galactic acid.
Yeah, exactly.
On the super chat thing, do you think there should be maybe a small caveat that it has to be a super chat over 50, then it starts from that point?
No, I don't. I think the sky's the limit.
Gary
And so if someone, it's total. So someone does, several super chats, it would add up.
No. I'm saying the starting of like where you could actually get it is at 50.
Oh, like a minimum.
Yeah, the minimum. Because if you do something like that and someone just $2 and no one else does a super chat, that's
Well, I think if that happens, we'd stop doing it.
Right. You can't show the proper amount of love.
Right. So this is an experiment. If this does go well, then next week someone else will do it, and on and on. If we're getting a couple bucks thrown at us hoping to get original art, then we're not going to do it.
fair enough.
See, and Kaiser's off the hook because he doesn't have any original artwork to give away. It's just digital imagery. Travis Perrick for $10. Thank you, Travis. Funny that you were mentioning Marvel editors. I was reading Bullpen Bulletins, Meteor Man #3, 1993, and it says that you were going to name your son Irving after your beloved work on Forbish Man.
Is that true?
It's true that it was in there, I think, but I didn't. That was a joke.
I think that.
My guess.
I think at least one of your grandchildren should be called
Irving. Yeah.
Irving.
I don't know if my kids will go for that, but not that there's anything wrong with being named Irving. There's of course Washington Irving, very famous author.
Julius
Irving. Yeah. I don't know if those are not first names, of course, but
it's still,
Yeah.
Oh, hold on a second.
No, that was terrible.
What was that? Was that even a thing? Okay.
There we go.
There we go.
Angela Curry for $5. Thank you, Angela. Aaron, I would give more, but I still need to back Kit Carter. Okay, if you're that's a better investment. Along with having on Shelby Robertson. What's the ultimate score? Thank you and cheers. Are you like his rep or something? What the heck, man?
Angela, I'm detecting a motif here.
What was Elvin? Elvin was a 4-issue mini.
No, I'm talking about Shelby.
Well, I know you are, but I'm talking about.
I mean, everything she says, she's got to throw that name in.
Well, I guess she's not going to be satisfied till we actually have Shelby Robertson on this show. So, if we want to keep Angela happy, I guess I better invite him. It is a guy, right?
Well, yeah, I still don't know who that is.
Kelsey knew, I think, or knows who it is.
Melvin?
No,
Sounds somebody from. Oh, okay. Sounds like somebody from Lord of the Rings. I didn't know.
No, well, okay. Here's the deal. Elvin was a miniseries. Gary, did you? No, Hillary Barta inked it, but you did the covers, didn't you?
It sounds familiar.
Yeah. So I drew it. Gary inked the covers, and Hillary Barta, I'm almost positive, inked the interiors. But it was a very strange miniseries. It was this girl that got Prime's powers, not from him, but got got the same powers. But then she manifests herself as this kind of superhero elf chick who is barely dressed. And because I'm sure most
okay, now I remember.
most 10-year-old girls would imagine themselves as an adult in a elf bikini running around.
Right. That's the part that we had fun with that.
Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, that's what it was. Whether or not it was Len Kaminsky wrote it and conceived it. I don't know if it's any good or not. I'm trying to remember. I remember it wasn't my favorite thing to work on, but that doesn't mean it was, poorly written for what it was. I'm just saying that it was.
Well, if you don't remember the story, probably there's a reason why it was forgettable.
Well, it was during the time, I think they had canceled Sludge, and it was like they were giving me stuff to do while the company was still hanging on by a thread kind of thing.
Okay.
And so I was kind of like.
Okay.
I
you
kind
saw
of
the
knew
writing on the wall.
Yeah. Now, the interesting thing, the mistake I made at Malibu was I love the guys that work there so much that when I should have bailed earlier and did not do it. And kind of then they went under, and I was like sort of like scrambling looking for work.
Went down with the ship.
If I'd been wiser, I would have left while the getting was good. Like
I remember jumping ship pretty quickly.
Yeah, Terry left, if you remember, really early, but he got offered an X-Men gig too. No one had called me up and said, "Hey, Aaron, you want to do the X-Men?" But but I could have been making some phone calls and trying, because I had I'd been in Wizard magazine, and I could have maybe leveraged that a little bit.
And you thought you had it made.
I did, and more than once in my career did I think I had it made when I, in truth, did not.
But recently you made the cover, right?
Yeah. I just happen to have that handy in case anybody missed it. Gary dug this out of the archives. I had forgotten about my my cover debut on Wizard magazine, but here it is.
Gary has blackmail.
It's the all Aaron Lopez issue. And then, you guys, if you haven't picked this up, you might want to go grab it because I think it's going to be a collector's item for sure. I look so like intense and angry in that photo.
Yeah, at the same time.
It's like, I'm Aaron Lopez, and you darn well better respect it.
It's like you had Coke.
Yeah, it's like I had just had a Coke, but didn't spill it. I actually consumed all of it. So,
by the way,
I don't see any. How are you seeing like super chats before I'm seeing them? Because there it is. Fox Mulder for $10. Thanks, Fox. Isn't there a way to set up super chats through Streamlabs to where you get to keep all or at least a lot more of the money people send? YouTube takes about 30% or something similar, right? They take 30%. That is absolutely correct. Isn't there a way through Streamlabs? Hey, Fox, I am so stupid about like technology. I truly am a boomer when it comes to that stuff. Nolan Lockhart for $9.99. Thank you, Nolan. He says, I second the Shelby Robertson request. He goes by American Discord on YouTube and Twitter X.
Okay.
All right.
Well, Nolan is adding to his total.
Marie. Oh, yeah. That's right. Nolan's at $111 now to get that Gary Martin piece. That free piece of Gary Martin artwork has only cost $111.
Henry Bemis is waiting for my fart sound effect. I'm sorry, Henry. I have to replace the batteries.
I was going to say, you don't have a whoopee cushion? I find that hard.
You didn't need a can of beans? Come on.
I split my last whoopee cushion.
Oh, I thought you were going to say your trousers.
That's one way you know it's overused is when it splits on you.
Yeah. I used it often for
You said that's how you know it's overused when it squirts on you? Oh, wow.
It splits.
Oh.
We're talking about a whoopee cushion.
Right.
Oh, my God.
I don't know where you're going with that.
Right.
This is a kid's show. What are you talking about, man?
So Angela Curry, now she wants to see Elvin. She's changed her mind.
Oh my gosh. I would have to go. How much time we got? I got to go dig it out of the. We got still 30 to 45 minutes, depending on how long this takes me to find this comic book.
Yeah. Were you planning on coloring the pumpkin?
I was going to. That's why I'm inking it with the India ink.
Okay.
Go ahead, Gary, and regale us with your corn dog story. Now that
it's not really a corn dog story. Corn dog is part of it. Corn Dog is part of it, but I wanted to start a new segment on the broadcast. It's something I want to do every week. It's called What's Gary's Beef?
Oh, okay.
Do I have to do an intro for that now? I guess I do. All right.
So I was at the grocery store the other day.
Oh, here, see?
It's our comedian said so.
And you know when you're in the checkout and the perky cashier says, "Did you find everything okay?"
Yes.
And the problem with that question is they don't want you to answer it.
Yeah.
Don't care about the answer.
If you just say, "Yes, I did," then they just, move on to whatever chatter. They're happy. If you say no, they don't know what to do.
Now, John without an H says all of Gary's stories start at the grocery store.
That might be true. So I got to the point to where that's my knee-jerk reaction is because I get it every time, the store that I shop at. When I get the, "Did you find everything okay?" They always like the okay, let it marinate.
Wait a minute. Dad's Den of Pop Culture says Gary is instantly annoyed by a simple act of kindness.
You see, I would debate that. I don't think it's an act of kindness. I think they're
It's active.
on autopilot.
Yeah, it's active programming.
Yeah, exactly. They're not actually engaging me in any conversation. They're just on autopilot. So when I hear that, my knee-jerk reaction is no.
Mm-hmm.
And that really befuddles them even more. So they're like, "Oh, well, I mean, they're checking my groceries. So it's not like they could go help me find something that I couldn't find. They can't call the manager and say, "Hey, would you get this?" And so there's really nothing they can do. And so I started making stuff up.
Oh, gosh.
Stuff that I couldn't find. And it used to be things, like, "Oh, yeah, I was looking for an extra large spatula. I like, big pancakes." And I, come up with some backstory that was plausible. But now I'm doing stuff like, "Well, I'm looking for an X3 flange unit for my vacuum hose." You carry the X2s, but you don't carry the X3s.
Oh my gosh.
And they just look at me like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I don't know what to say to it." So that's
Sandra, do we have the X3s?
That's what might be for this
That'd be
week.
funny if they actually had.
Oh my.
And on a positive note, I did go by the deli and checked out the infamous corn dog display, and I'm happy to report they were all golden brown.
Okay. It was just that one day things went off the rails a little bit.
Yeah. They'd had some problems before. Oh, hold on a second.
John without an H for $5 says, if I ever see Gary in a store, I'm starting a 2-hour in-depth conversation with him. None of this small talk that haunts him later.
Yeah, it's got to has some depth to it.
That's right. He wants some meaning, but when you question him, he wants some meaning behind it.
Well, I was thinking about it. That's like you going up to an artist that you admire, and you say, "Hey, man," because you don't really know what to say to them. "Hey, man, I really like your work," and the artist says, "Really?"
Yeah.
No, hey,
name something that you really liked that I did, and tell me why.
Michael Golden did that to me the first time I met him. I said, yeah, I'm a big fan of your work. He goes, really? Which stuff? You know, what's, and I was like, and I couldn't think of anything,
Name it.
right?
Yeah.
Off the top of my head, I was like, and
Exactly.
Renee stepped in and said, Michael, knock it off. He goes, oh, I'm sorry, it's had a bad day or something like that. I was like, saved my butt because I could not think of one thing. You know remember we used to do Batman Family? Yeah, that was really cool. You know,
Right. That was awesome.
When you drew the comics, you know, when you're drawing and stuff. You know what?
We do that stuff.
Yeah, remember those comics you used to draw? That was awesome.
One of the questions I don't like is, well, I don't mind. I really don't care about them. You know,
Henry Bemis was asking if it was Fred Meyer.
Yeah, some of the questions I don't care for is when they say, yeah, my son used to draw back when he was 5.
Yeah.
And that's like, I'm like,
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
That's cool. How old is your son now? Oh, he's about 42 or something like that. So, okay.
How did that drawing thing work out for him?
Yeah, he's
Well, I think they're hinting at that the 5-year-old did just as good of a job as you're doing now as a professional. I think that's what they're hinting at.
He's a drawer.
It's not
He's
a
a drawer.
it's not a compliment.
No.
Well, it's don't you think they're actually just trying to find some sort of awkward common ground that they can talk to you about?
Yes,
you know?
probably.
My son used to draw. Oh yeah, great.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Sometimes I
sorry.
respond by saying, I do not care. I'm leaving.
See, that's what we all want to say. So now, Kizer, you're our hero.
Yeah.
Don't give Gary any ideas. He'll use that.
He will.
Tell me something that I'm interested in hearing. You know. All right, Angela, this is for you. There's Elvin number 1.
I remember that.
Gary ate that. So you
had completely forgotten about that.
Well, yeah. That's the 0 issue, which makes it worth nothing.
Nothing. Well, I noticed it's in plastic.
Here's the first. Well, everything I own is in plastic and boards, but there you go.
Okay.
Look at
Okay. I remember that one too.
So this little girl turns into this adult vixen, and you just got to wonder why would she come up with a costume that looked like this? This is a costume a guy designed,
right?
Not a 10-year-old girl,
right?
But there you go.
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm. And
were you instructed to do that layout, or did you come up with it?
No, I designed all my own. I did all my own covers. I like the figure work on that one.
No, I'm just talking about the backstory.
Well, no, they're fighting in this issue.
That doesn't look like a fight.
Well, no, he's trying to keep her from beating the crap out of somebody, and then I think they get into it a little bit themselves.
Okay, that makes sense.
But you're asking me to remember 30 years ago. And,
I didn't remember those at all.
Yeah, did you guys ever work with Jerome Kmore?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, I know David. I know you worked with him over at Consumer Products for Warner Brothers or something.
And at Malibu and other comic book in DC.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow. See, I didn't know he. I thought he only worked for like DC for some reason, like DC and Marvel. He always talks about one of the characters that he created, Onyx or something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He says, I created her. Look her up. I think I already looked her up like about 4 or 5 times.
I think he was not too happy that they turned her into a lesbian. I was about to say lesbian. And I was just like, hey, it's theirs. It's not yours. If you create it for them, it's theirs. They can do whatever they want.
Not his anymore. Yeah.
I don't know why they would do that.
Yeah, you sounded just like him.
Such a talented dude, man.
Yeah, I used to call him Sugar Bear, like the Post Super Sugar Crisp.
Yeah.
Because he sounded like him. Hey, how's it going, everybody? You know?
Can't get enough super sugar crisp.
And he's mad because it's stuck. He's like, why do you have to put that out there? Like,
what was the first thing you worked on, David, professionally?
Professionally?
Yeah.
It was this book called Space Beaver. It's not what you think. It was Derek Robertson's book. It was like during the time when, like, right at the same time, Ninja Turtles just came out and Space Beaver came out. So
Boris the Bear.
Yeah.
Boris the Bear and all of that kind of stuff. So those kind of anthropomorphic type characters that were supposed to be edgy and cool. And And I did some pinups in his book and a cover. And that was my first professional work. And then right after that,
16?
Yes. And
16?
Yeah. And when I got a full book, it was Tommy and the Monsters that Gary inked, and that's how I met Gary. So I was like 17 at that point.
I remember that. Somebody, maybe it was Gary, pointed that out to me. He goes, check this dude's stuff out. And I remember seeing the cover and going, well, so what's the big deal? No, I'm kidding. I didn't say that.
The cover was Art Adams.
Yeah. You're all Art Adams. Yeah, who's this guy?
Yeah, clown.
And so, and I was going through my real cartoony, super cartoony Arthur Adams phase. And then that's when I, got shook out of that by Dave Stevens opening my eyes to other artists outside of, that era, and that, because Arthur Adams was the it. Everybody was trying.
I loved anything Arthur Adams did.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And the thing is, for some reason, I couldn't find enough of his work.
Yeah. Well, especially at that time.
Yeah, he didn't do a ton.
Yeah, but it seems like he's doing more work now than he ever did.
Well, yeah, it was all commissions, though. Don't you think?
Not necessarily. He's been on a semi-regular cover thing over at Marvel, but either way, and sometimes they purchase his commissions and they put him on covers anyway. So he knows what he's doing. He's a business unto himself. But then I moved on from that, and I got some work at DC doing DC Who's Who. Right after I finished Tommy and the Monsters, and then that went into some more DC stuff for the Impact line, Jaguar, so on and so forth, and went to Marvel and bounced back and forth to different comic book companies trying to hit the jackpot, and did stuff for Image and got paid a lot of money. And
what did you work on over at Image?
Supreme Glory Days. I did a lot of pinups. I did stuff at Wildstorm. I did like 4 or 5 like pin, but they were paying like $5,000. I'm not $5,000, $1,000 per page.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And so at that time, that kind of money could last you a long time. And I think I lived out here.
Yeah.
Right, Gary, at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And the rent was like dirt cheap. You know what I mean? So like, if I made $1,000, that's rent for 2 months. And so, and food.
Where did you live then?
Here in Albuquerque.
Oh, you were okay. So then you went to LA, but then you went back to Albuquerque.
Yeah, and then I moved back out to Albuquerque to work in animation. And so that's when because all my friends said, "Oh, you need to come out here. There's a place, blah blah blah. We could kick it, and it'll be so much fun." And we miss seeing you. I saw these people less when I moved in proximity to them. I saw them more when I was away and went to conventions and stuff, and we had dinners or whatever. But being in proximity to some of these people in the business and working in you get to really see who these people are, and you realize this is another reason why I moved out of that and said, you know what, it's better that I stay away from these people. You know?
Yeah. So weird. I got my my friend Bob Strang or Von Toten online to stop doing the train. He was a train conductor. And
Seriously?
Was that?
He seriously was a train.
Yeah, he was a train conductor on the East Coast here.
Oh.
And he was like, yeah, no, man, because he talks like that, like almost like he's eating rocks. But he's like, yeah, no, man, I'm done with the art stuff, man. And I finally got him. This is back when I was at Warner Brothers, and he came to California after like 5 or 6 years of convincing him that you can make it over here.
Did he ride the train there?
Huh?
Did he ride the train there?
No, not at all. He became an art director.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, and he lives like 4 hours away from where I lived in California. I said, you might as well be back over in the fucking Jersey.
4 hours away is a long drive in LA, man.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I was like, I thought you were gonna come closer, and and we could hang out. But now I'm not going all the way over there.
Yeah, are you kidding me?
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like Chris Copeland, Chris Copeland.
Oh
right?
yeah,
yeah. It was like Chris Copeland, Justin, his brother, all the guys I used to hang out with on the East Coast is like, we just stopped. We got really busy. I can understand, but still.
Are you still in contact with them?
Yeah. Every once in a while, but Chris and Justin, they're producers over at DreamWorks.
Oh my goodness, they came up.
Yeah, Jeff Wamaster, he's a director.
Oh, Jeff was great too.
Producers.
Oh my!
Apparently,
goodness.
I should have been friends with you early in life.
And we were all a part of the same group. Like it really feels like they cherry picked. Like they picked everybody. What am I saying? Yeah.
Y'all picked everyone except for me. I see how it is.
You weren't a part of the group, bro. You should enjoy that, man. Yeah, that was a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that time I got invited to work at Warner Brothers. No, never happened.
Yeah. He said, no, that didn't happen.
Hey, David. Now, how did you get into consumer products? Like
that was purely through Jerome, because it was more of an envy thing. Because I was in animation, I was working on the tail end. No, the first season of the Superman animated and the new Batman animated show. When he turned into the black bat symbol when it didn't have the circle around it. Yeah. So I was working on those shows, and I thought I was living the high life. I was like, man, come over here, check it out, man. We got the coolest guys, we got the best artists, and I was bragging. I thought I was the it.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, that's nice. He was at Consumer Products, and I went over to his spot over across from the Warner Brothers lot. Man, it was so posh and nice and clean and quiet and just serene. I was like, oh. Like when you're at a restaurant and you look over at somebody else's plate and they say, what they eating?
What is that?
That's what it is. You want what you got yours, and you're like, oh, mine is just a plain old fish. He's got that porterhouse over there.
This looks like McDonald's compared to it there.
And so Jerome, he was smart. He said, nah, I'm good over here. But I got enamored, and he took me over to the lot, and I got to see that where he would go to lunch occasionally over at the commissary where all the celebrities were and stuff. They were filming ER, and they're filming the Batman movie, and they're doing this, and then I'm like, what the heck am I doing? And so I convinced him. I said, hey, man, if there's ever a slot, let me know. And he said, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
No, but he asked Frank Espinoza. Frank Espinoza, great comic book artist. He created this book called Raquetto.
Mm-hmm.
And he was the art director there, and him and Jerome went to school together. So that's how Jerome even got that job. That it was more of like a reunion. It's like, oh man, I haven't seen you for years. What you been doing? Oh, I'm still doing art. Oh yeah, why don't you come over and check it out? What you do? Let me see what you're doing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you're great. Hey, you want to work here if you have time? And Jerome said, yeah. And so that's how it, there's nepotism that happens in this, obviously.
Yeah.
And so Jerome asked on my behest, and I got to meet Frank, and Frank liked me, thankfully. And I got in there, but I changed the whole entire dynamics of that place once I got in there, because it was a little bit too quiet for me.
Yeah.
I said, this is an art place. We should be having fun and enjoying ourselves, laughing and whatever. Yeah. So I'm like putting Nerf basketball hoops all up in our cubicles, and we're shooting hoops, and putting turning the conference room into a ping pong table and / video game conference room and stuff like that. I was like, we got a little bit too noisy for some of those bucks.
Yeah, that's what Jerome was telling me. He's like, he thought that me and you were very much alike, and I was like, why is that? Because I used to play around with him all the time. We used to have what do you call it, theme song challenges?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know if you ever played those games with him. Guess the theme songs. I didn't realize how many theme songs I did not know.
No, Jerome is a savant on all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I thought I was pretty good at it, but unfortunately.
But I was a big practical joker there on everybody, and me and Jerome had a long-standing practical joke thing, and it still kind of goes to this day, even though I barely talk to him. Mm-hmm. But it all started with me, because our cubicles were, here's the dividing wall. He's on this side and I'm on this side, and our tables were facing one another. But even though there's a wall, but right underneath the wall, I could see there's a little opening, and I could see his shoes. And he's like a really tall guy, and his shoes were almost encroach into my area. So he's drawing away. So I go under there and I untie his shoes, and I tie his shoes to his art table.
Oh my God.
And that was the start of everything. And it went crazy from that point on. And once I did that, I went around and said, hey man, you ready to go to lunch? He said, yeah. Okay. Hold up. And so he gets up in such an aggressive way. He's all, what the heck? Almost rattling his whole entire art table, and pencils flying everywhere and stuff like that. And then he had to take off his shoes, and I'm over there cracking up.
That would be weird, because it would feel like somebody was pulling on your foot.
Yes.
Well, I wondered if he got up so fast that he like tripped and fell down. That would have been
no.
That's why you got to deny that he did it.
Yeah. But then,
why would anybody do such a thing? Wow.
So the next practical joke Jerome did on me, and it happened like 2 or 3 days later or something like that. And I go in, and we all have these giant light tables like this, like the very one I'm working on. And I go in, and I'm like, hey, I'm clicking the button, and the light table's not working. I'm like, what the heck's going on? It's not working. And I was like, yo, Jerome, you know what's going on with this? Who do I call to get the light table to work? I'm like, I don't know what's going on. And he's like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's a number you could call, or you could talk to this person and whatever. And so maintenance comes down to undo it, and it's a huge ordeal to undo this thing.
Oh no.
They get in there, and he goes, oh, we see the problem. You don't have any lights in here. Jerome took the lights out.
Oh man, that's gonna make Gary Martin proud right there.
Yeah,
that's like your car. That's like your car not working, and you call a mechanic. He says, "Yeah, it's because it doesn't have any gas."
Yeah, or no, he goes, "There's no engine in here."
There's no engine.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
And I was just like, Jerome, you mother, So it kept on escalating. It kept on getting worse and worse. All the things we would do to one another until the last one of the last ones. And this wasn't my fault. I'm going to try to make it as quick as possible. So everybody knew in the office that he and I were practical joking one another. But this other colleague decided to get into the fray, but make it seem as if I did this to Jerome, and I didn't. And there's this cup holder, it's this foam cup holder, and he kept on putting it in Jerome's office. And Jerome graduated from a cubicle to his own office. And he was like, how the heck is this getting in my office? And he kept on putting it back into my cubicle like I was doing it. And I said, dude, I'm not doing that. What? And he wouldn't believe me, And then I caught the person who was doing it. And I said, it was Abraham. He did it, And Abraham finally admitted it. But it got so annoying to where I was, saying, now you keep it. And I put it back in his office, Yeah. And then so Jerome wouldn't let it go because I put it back in his office. So he cut it up and put it in my car. He snuck it into my car. I was like, I don't know how the hell he did that. But it was like pieces of it all up in my car. And I was just like, you son of a. And this is right when I was transitioning from that job to working at Cartoon Network. And he had a going away gift for me, and it was the pieces of that in envelopes or some stupid thing or whatever. And so
you worked on Ben 10 over there.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I'll get to that in a moment. And so I get all of this stuff, and you have to have an ID to get into Warner Brothers. This is right after 9/11, so they're up everyone's butt to, you can't get in if you don't have proper ID. But I knew certain people there, and and I got in, and I put all of that stuff back in his office, behind his Mac heads, under his Mac heads, in his folders. They were scattered everywhere. And he thought I had the pieces. He said, hey, so did you see that gift I left you? And I said, I don't know what you're talking about. And I said, did you get the gift I left you? And he said, what? What are you talking about? And I said, I left you a gift. I said, no. I left you a gift, And I said, what? Look in your office. And he goes and looks in his office. And I said, look under, a certain maquette. And he found a piece of it. And I said, yeah, there's other gifts all in your. And so he tore up his whole entire office. Just all of these pieces of this foam is ridiculous. So he got so upset that I got into his office when I wasn't allowed to, that he told security that I'm not supposed to go into Warner Brothers anymore.
Oh, did he really?
But you know what that did? That put me on a register of almost like a terrorist watch list. Like no one's allowed to allow this person. So Warner Brothers wouldn't let me on the lot or anything without supervision of. I was like, man, it went crazy. And I was like, oh, you had to do me like that. And so,
jeez,
the thing is that he got some more pieces to me again. But I had a friend bring me back in, and a cleaning lady was cleaning his office, so his office was open again. So I put some more stuff back in his office again. Man, it was like his head exploded. As much as So
okay, now tell me about the whole Ben 10 fiasco.
Okay. Yeah. So it was Dave Johnson asked me. He got asked to be the designer on that, but he had no idea about how to be a designer. But he knew that I knew to do turnarounds because I did turnarounds on Bruce Timm's stuff.
Yeah.
And he said you could do the turnarounds on mine, and you could be lead character artist and blah, 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 you know. And I'm like, yeah, sure, absolutely. I'll do whatever it takes to help you, you know, achieve what you need to achieve. I'm not looking to be anything over there. And so I use that. And the reason why I was leaving anyway, because there was something funny going on at Consumer Products anyway, where they were snipering people out of that, you know, job for no good reason, you know. And so they kept downsizing down. I said, so I rather jump before I get pushed. So that's how I ended up over there. So, and it was me, Phil Barassa, and Dusty Abel that Dave brought over. And Phil Barassa was working under me, so whatever I would get, I would clean it up, and he would do cleanups on the turnarounds. And he is immaculate on the turnarounds, and I helped him you know, learn some things, and he took it to a whole nother level. He's on a, you know, super, you know, level at this point.
You said Phil Barassa?
Yes, Phil Barassa.
Yeah. Totally.
And even Dusty Abel has, you know, grown to be a really great character designer. He's done.
Oh yeah, totally.
Did the what was that Mike Tyson Mysteries?
Yeah.
And he did the Batman '66 cartoon and all that.
Yeah, Dusty looks like Tommy Lee Jones, but as a surfer.
Exactly. That was I used to call him Fabio. Because when his younger days, I said, "Oh, you can't believe it's not butter."
Hey, Coran, what's going on, Coran? How you doing, Coran? Got that voice.
He's all, "Hey, buddy."
Yeah. I remember my first day at Warner Brothers. We were having lunch. It was me, Phil Barassa, Dusty, John Suzuki. I don't think Jerome came, but there was a few people, and what do you call it? Dusty asked me a question, and it took me some time to answer the question. He says, "Well, that was good," you know, something like that. He said, "Well, that was a good conversation." And then he went over to somebody else. Everybody at the table laughed. I felt so embarrassed. So like I should run away a little bit. But those guys are good guys. I was like, this is the nicest place in the world. It's like animation is like, you can't meet anybody who's mean. You know? And if you do, you ask them like, why are you so mad? We're making cartoons.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Dusty always had those kind of stories. Is like, you know, you could have saved that, you know. And especially around a bunch of guys and stuff, because Dusty was talking about this time he went. It was me, Dave, Phil, and I think what was DeSantos? What's his name? The guy who did
Joaquin DeSantos.
Joaquin, another great artist.
Oh man,
we were all going to lunch, and Dusty decided to tell the story about how he went to the beach with his girlfriend, and he was wearing like his hot pink Speedos or some crazy stuff like that, and some essay came up to him and said, "Hey, baby, how you doing?" Because he was laying on his stomach. The Vato Loco thought it was a girl, and so, "Hey, baby, how you doing? What you doing?" And he turned over and Dusty is, "Oh man, hey, come wrong. What you doing?" I was like, why would you tell us this story? You could have kept that to yourself. And so we used that against them and said, "Hey, any Vato Locos creeping up on you?"
Vato Loco, bro. I love the way they talk, man, and for some reason they like when I talk like a vato around them, like, you know, the Mexicans, especially the ones who are part of, I guess, like affiliation, because I used to go to certain neighborhoods and do, you know, draw on walls with my friends, and and then my friend asked me if I could do that big mural with him, but you know, for some reason, every area we went to was like nothing but vatos. Yo, vato, what's going on, bro? Cool, man, really cool.
I think they call that graffiti. I don't think they call that drawing on walls.
No.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Or writing.
I was gonna ask you, Aaron. Aaron, did you ever draw on walls?
We used to. We had this tunnel. Do you know, Gary, that tunnel that goes from Sunset Highway into Portland?
Yep.
Well, it gets so dirty in that tunnel.
That's the tunnel that the place that Paul Glacey's dog got. Never mind.
Oh no! Yeah,
Uh-oh.
save that story. I don't want to hear it.
Tragic story. But kids would go. In fact, Shelley did this when she was in high school. Though it was like white tile on the inside of the tunnel, but it would get just filthy, right? And so what they would do, and instead of doing graffiti on the wall, they'd take like a mop and they would with soapy water, and then they would just draw whatever that, like put your name in there. So and so loves whoever. Or,
Yeah, it'd be like writing on a dirty window.
Right, exactly. And that's how they would do it. And they would stay there until the street cleaners came by and sprayed down the inside of the tunnel. So that was like this sort of a way to do graffiti without actually wrecking any private property. Coran. I don't know if
hey, you gotta do what you gotta do over here.
Gotta do.
Yeah. No, it was a lot of that stuff was just popular on the Northeast, especially back in the 80s.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that's all we did. We didn't think about like the laws,
Yeah.
Where did you
think about, laws or doing the right thing?
All that fancy stuff.
Kizer, where did you grow up?
I grew up like Newark, Elizabeth, Hillside, like Northeast area of Jersey.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Here's a question for you then. So you're a Jersey guy. So I was told when I was trying to break in to get work at Marvel, I would like anybody I knew that could put me up, right? I would, ask if they would let me stay for a week while I, went into New York. And so I had some friends from high school that actually lived in, is it Newark that's right there on the train station? Yeah. So they were like, they were in Newark, and they said if you see a pair of tennis shoes hung on a power line, that means they have drugs for sale or something like that.
That usually doesn't mean that. That means that that somebody
Usually
just
a
got
homie
killed.
died.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Just was murdered. And so they do that in remembrance of that person.
Okay. Well, but see, this is white people from Oregon telling me, how it was going on in New Jersey. And so.
Yeah.
Did they try to get you to go snipe hunting after that?
No. Well, no, I would just go, why are what's with the tennis shoes hanging on the power line? That means they have, drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised. I was always surprised how many of the narratives that were conjured up by those who didn't even live in Jersey. It was right next to the state, like New York, like Harlem, for instance. There are people in Harlem that was like, don't ever go to Jersey. The whole state is crime infested. I was like, no, it isn't. I was like, I know a place where the litter is illegal.
It's the Garden State, man.
Yeah, it's like nothing but trees and forests and all that stuff.
That's right. If you're like in Newark or Hoboken.
Hoboken? Oh, I'm dying again.
Those are
Albuquerque.
the only, everything else is like this kind of almost, either suburban or rural. You get on that train and just head east, man. It's just like pasture land and stuff. It's really nice.
Yeah. It's a lot of, especially upstate New York.
When I was living in New York, trying to break into comics, I was also into bicycle racing. And there was a big bike race in Harlem every year. It was called the Harlem Championships. And they just cordon off a city block and race around the block. And it was a huge event, but I had never been into Harlem. You know, you hear all these stories, and it was really nice. I mean, it was a cool place. I mean, it was. I don't know if it was just that area, but it was upscale, and you know, the people loved the bike race there, and it treated us really well, and so I have fond memories of Harlem.
Well, I'm sure there's areas of Harlem that you don't want to go into, and other ones that are like, you know, whatever. It's fine. I mean, isn't that where all those that famous basketball court is? Isn't that in Harlem?
Yeah.
Where like the NBA players would go and play and
yeah. I don't play many sports, but I know of the
well, you're an artist, so
yeah.
I know such things.
I know what you speak of.
I've heard of such athletic pursuits.
Such acts of athletic prowess. No. Yeah, the only thing that I was pretty good at when I was young was track running. I used to run track, like sprint and all that stuff.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
it sounds like you got practice running from the cops after doing graffiti. on the wall.
Damn.
After drawing on the walls.
That's right. Why are these police chasing me? What did I do?
All I did was draw a little bit on the wall. But yeah, no, for some reason I was faster than all the kids, you know. Yeah.
So you never got caught, is what you're saying.
Exactly. Yeah. But no, so I remember one time it was either advanced art class or track. And I was like, you know, I can draw already. I don't really need to go, you know. Like, what are they teaching me that I mean, I'm better than art teachers.
That sounds like what I used to say.
Yeah, and then first and second day when I realized I'm faster than these kids, I went back to the advanced art class.
You went and proved yourself on the track, and you're like, I'm done. Back to
Yeah,
is
they
it?
had us race each other.
Why is it it's a common experience that the high school art teachers were just really, really crummy? I had a couple different ones. I had art all 4 years, and they were all just a joke.
Mrs. Osborne was my teacher in high school, and she was, man, she had to be like pushing 70 when I was in high school. And yeah, we didn't get along too well because she'd always want us to do like, a still lifes and, you know, stuff like that. And I'm like, you know, if we had to do a still life, I'd bring like one of my fake skulls from home and put it in the still life, you know, so I had something interesting to draw. And I used that quote, which I attributed to Wrightson because I read it in something that Wrightson had done or had written or an interview or something. And it was Rembrandt, I guess you said that no drawing is ever complete. It's only abandoned.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No,
Wrightson told that from someone, yeah.
Yeah, and I told her that once, and she just got all pissed off.
Instead of saying, yeah, that's true, you're getting an F for that one.
Yeah, well, she was so, because I just didn't want to draw what she wanted me to draw because I had come out of a junior high where my art teacher he knew I was a comics fan and I liked drawing that stuff. So he would like centralize lesson plans specifically for me apart from the class. And so he would sick his dog on me. No.
You just ate dinner. He's all spouses.
Don't forget about me.
But he would have me do certain things that were comic related, you know, rather than force me to, you know, draw this puppy. You know, I don't really want to draw that puppy. You know, I'd rather draw Conan lopping somebody's head off.
Yeah. Conan lopping a puppy's head off.
Yeah, exactly. So I came out of that environment into high school where they were just like, they weren't having any of that. You know, you have to draw this, you have to draw that. And I was just like, ugh, boring me to tears. So,
Yeah.
But my option was not running track because I hate running. I still hate running. I'm getting to a point now where I hate walking.
Yeah,
But-
right.
Yeah. Yeah, my father ran track, and my sister was the fastest girl in my high school, the high school that I ended up attending. So
Now, was part of their training regiment drinking Coke?
I mean, we definitely drank a lot of Coca-Cola when I was growing up. So maybe that had something to do with it.
Maybe it is. Now we're getting someplace. We're figuring this whole thing out.
So yeah, we're pretty athletic, I guess, family.
Shelly's chasing the dog through my studio, so if you're hearing background noise, that's
and the sucking of air. That's me.
Speaking of running, right?
Yeah, Mama don't run no more.
So, Aaron, what is the clock situation?
Clock situation is Aaron's got to finish drawing this gnarly tree, and then we should be about done.
Okay.
So, like, let's say 5 minutes. How's that?
Sounds good.
So there's 5 minutes left in the super chats to win this original art.
There it is. And we're still at, what are we at?
111?
Yeah, I think you're right. 111 and 1 cent.
And 1 cent.
Nolan Lockhart. Did I get that from Nolan? I second the Shelby Robertson request. He goes, oh, okay. Yeah, we did get that. So there he is.
I think we're caught up.
Yeah, so Gary's idea was to have a piece of original artwork every week, and then the highest super chat gets that original artwork.
Brilliant.
Well, we'll see.
My brilliance is yet to be seen.
Yeah,
No, but so far it's been healthy. So I think we will do it again next week.
Nice.
Which means I'll have to come up with some artwork to
I'm sure we can find something around here
hypothetically give away
in the four flat files and the
I got to find some
binders.
artwork I'm willing to give away for the right price.
Wanda.
No?
Yeah, you don't get to show the piece at the end of the show. You have to show it at the beginning of the show.
Right, that's right.
Oh.
That's right. Somebody gives you like a $2 super chat. That's the high when you go, I got this napkin here that I drew.
I sneezed on it. That's worth $2.
Gross.
Well, David, you used to do
Space
grab bags or something, didn't you?
Yeah, I do mystery box art, and those were getting really good until I got kicked off of Facebook.
Well, you know better to make fun of Joe Biden.
Kicked off.
Yeah, this is I had to do what I had to do.
When was this, David?
2 years ago.
Okay.
Or no, probably at this point, 2.5 years ago. But it was getting up there where people saw and I would have the person who won, they take a picture with all the stuff that was in it, because it would either be prints, it would be all of it sometimes, prints, comic books, original art, signed comic books, and also I would do this fake wrapping that would go around the package that I would show off first, and it would be some original art on there. But
you draw this stuff on the package, and I was like, dude, send me one of those packages.
Yeah, right. And so I would cut that out, and I put that in the package when they actually got it. So they got additional original art that was kept cool. And I think the first one went for like a couple $100, and then they saw what was in that guy's, and they said, oh, maybe I'll get something as cool as that. And some did, some didn't, but the number kept on going up by hundreds because people were seeing how cool.
Well, do you feel guilty? Like, oh my gosh, I got to put in a certain amount of stuff then if they're going to pay that much?
It's called a mystery package for a reason.
All right, I had a question here.
It's like, oh man, I got David's dirty underwear.
Ew!
Here's your mystery box, my underwear from last year.
That's right.
Some of my recycling. And so Spaceman.
Somebody makes a video That'd be funny if somebody makes a video of unboxing David stuff and there's nothing but underwear from back in the day.
Okay, Shelly, what are you looking
Oh no,
for?
just so yeah, how am I feeling? I got my stitches out today. That was really great.
Yeah.
However, something's wrong with my shoulder and I can barely move it without screaming. So
How are you walking around if you just
I
went
can
under
walk.
the knife?
Well, it was just my shoulder.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they just slice your leg.
I would.
Yeah. Well, they went in thinking it was just the calcium deposit, but then he figured out when he was in there that the cartilage at the top of my humerus is peeling away from the bone. So he fixed that all up and then did the micro fracture surgery on my shoulder. But now there's something wrong. He tried to move my arm and this scream came out of my face and I grabbed him and pushed him away from me. So I
turned into a brawl. I had to break it
I was
up.
like, we were leaving. I was like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I pushed you and grabbed you. And
he's like, save it for my lawyer. Like,
oh my gosh, it was horrible.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, I start PT next week, and then hopefully, yeah. So I'm kind of bummed, really bummed actually, but it'll be all good. It'll be all good.
There's your Shelly update.
Aaron.
Shelly update.
Yes, sir.
Oh, maybe like where's the volleyball servant?
Nolan adding more.
better,
1999. Thank you, Nolan. Apparently, I've cost.
Everyone.
Shelly's out the door. Goodbye, Shelly.
See you later.
Apparently, I've cost you some money with my poor strategy. My apologies. I will play it smarter next time, gentlemen. Oh,
I don't know, Nolan. I think you.
Yeah, I don't
feeling
know that
guilty, but I think you played it correctly. You intimidated everyone. If you want the artwork, that's the way to do it.
Well, either that or wait till the last minute, right? And come in and blow everybody away.
Yeah, I did, Nolan. I think you saw that I put my email in the chat. You can get a hold of me.
Now, see, I got to think about what I'm going to have for next week. I've got 2 huge portfolios full of Graybeard material, so I'm going to have to pull something out of there.
There's some good stuff in there, Aaron. You shouldn't hide it away.
You don't
Let
have
the
like
people enjoy it.
you
That's
don't
right.
have like layouts from other books or kind of you know what I'm saying?
Oh my gosh! You know what I've got? I've got 11 by 17, pretty decent layouts of like Captain Marvel, and that I want to get rid of because they're too heavy to haul around to try and sell. You know, that'd be a good idea. Like a few of those with some really nice Captain Marvel images and stuff on them. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
Because I had to light table the images onto the final board because they were shooting from my pencils. It wasn't getting inked. And so they're relatively, I mean, they're still loose, but they're much tighter than normal layouts would be. And they're 11 by 17. So yeah, there you go. That's a good idea. I'll bring those up. Sounds like a good time. Okay, is everybody about done?
Yeah.
At least as much as they're going to do. Let me sign
much.
this masterwork of horror I've just done.
Horror.
Oh. Actually, I want to put a full moon behind him. Give me a second here. I got to get a circle template.
I never want to draw when Coran's on there. I just want to watch what he's doing.
Oh, no.
Daniel Russell says Brohawk $100 confirmed for Rune.
Okay.
Dude, I love your stuff.
What are you expecting, David, to finish it or $100 as is?
Yeah, if you want it finished,
David,
it's going to be
I've been loving
200.
your stuff since that Batman drawing from like, I don't know. You put a Batman drawing up that I think you did on the Batman animated series back in the day, and
Oh yeah.
oh my gosh, I was like, who is this guy? This is awesome, bro.
Who is this David Williams? This mysterious
Yeah,
man?
and you had it rendered and everything. I was like, dude, this is crazy. You know.
Yeah.
Way
Who was
before
this
yeah, it was before I really even knew what the internet was. It was you had a drawing up, and I was like, "What? It's great." Anyways, I just wanted to.
Okay, I'm done. So I will show first what I've got here.
He's a Monster's already bidding on it, Aaron. 200 confirmed.
Who is?
He's a Monster.
All right.
He killed Sludge.
I know. Well, Sludge is like his body and stuff grows back, so I'm wondering if maybe it could grow back. I don't know. But there
Can
you go.
pull it down? We can't see his. There we go.
Yeah, so we've got Lord Pumpkin there with his what are those little machine guns called? Uzis.
Uzis, yeah.
And
how do you get an Uzi?
He's a crime boss. Remember?
Oh, okay. And what's that? I always wondered what's that green steam coming out of his mouth.
That's the glow, man, from whatever's.
See, that's what I want to know. What's the whatever?
No, he's got a magic candle in there. That's what makes him come to life.
Oh, okay.
This seems like a Michael Jackson pose, like he's dancing. It's like,
that's a Wrightson pose if there ever was one. The old knock-kneed zombie look.
He's a
you got the Rosetta tree limb in the background.
Yeah, a little dry brush on there. Look at
that. Very nice. That's exactly what he's saying.
Yeah.
He's got a polka dot tie with a striped shirt. I don't know if that really goes, but there you go.
Come on, kids.
Love the inking in that tree in the background.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All righty. Definitely top 3 Panay without even.
Show my next.
Okay. All right. Let's see. He's a Monster says 200 confirmed. Hey, just email me, dude, or message me at Facebook, Twitter, or wherever you're on. Okay. Oh, David. Here we go.
All right. Now show Coran's.
No.
All right. Now show Coran's.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah. Wham.
Look at that fist of fury. It's nice.
That is awesome.
Thanks.
If I had to make one criticism, if I had to make one critique about it, he's not big enough.
Oh yeah, he's supposed to be like huge. I slimmed him down just a bit, for the 2024 crowd. He's vegan. He's vegan pride.
Is he on that? Is he on that Ozempic?
All of his
it's a cautionary tale against bean curd.
Yeah, all of his food is made out of pea protein.
He's a Monster says, wait, after Mr. Williams said that, I retract my bed. My bed? Or his bed? I don't know if he's
retracted his bed. That's a different story.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Brian.
Very nice.
Yeah. He looks kind of evil, so I give him a little menacing look in his face.
Well, he's a little pissy sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Holy Hand Grenade says vegan diet. So he's on the vegan diet. That's why. Yeah. So
it looks like Nolan Lockhart wins the artwork. If you email me, inkart@earthlink.net or Twitter @gmartininc and shoot me your address and I'll send it to you.
And was it? He's a Monster. If you're truly interested in that, the Lord Pumpkin, just email me at aaron@aaronlopresti.com, or you can message me through my website or through Twitter or Facebook or wherever you would like to do that. And same with David. David will sell anything. He's worse than me. So
I pimp my work like $2 hose.
And Coran would like to sell his, but it's digital, so he can't.
Oh, come on.
See?
You'll buy my digital stuff.
See? Well, I
Yeah.
guess you would do like a one-off print or something, and or you
Yeah,
send them a digital file, or how do you do that?
yeah. You just send them a high-res digital file, and but it would be the only digital file that anybody receives. So
Mhm.
So it's like an NFT.
yeah, kind of like that, I guess, in some ways. Even
Well,
though
you could print it and sign it. Says he's a monster. So there you go. There's a lot of options that are
there
available.
you go. Yeah, I can do
Digital artist.
it.
Before we head out of here, I want to take a minute though to bring. We got several guys with campaigns going on right now. I want to bring quick attention to starting with me. I got this crazy little thing called Kit Carter Planet Doom graphic novel. It's now 66 pages, not 64 pages. And there is a hardcover and softcover edition available. There's the hardcover that comes signed and numbered, limited to, it looks like it's going to be 750 copies. And there's an extra art gallery in there. And then there's the softcover trade edition, I guess you'd call it, that doesn't have the extra stuff in it, but it still has the entire story. So, good deal there. There's artwork on here. There's posters. There's shot glasses. There's add-ons, all sorts of good stuff. You'll find the link in the description of this video. If you have not backed this campaign yet, please go take a look at it and see if it's something that might interest you. Those of you who have backed, thank you very much for your support. I greatly appreciate it. As David had mentioned when he first came in, I don't have it up because... Why don't I have it up? Oh, there it is. I was looking for David's name and it's Ethan's name. That's why. Hang on a second. Here's Ethan Van Sciver and David Williams. Fearsome. You get issues 1 and 2 with this, right, David?
That's right.
You're getting two comics for the price of for the price of 2, but but still, you're getting 2 issues. There's a cover by David. There's a cover by Ethan. There's a cover by Shane Davis, and there's a splash page from the interior of the book in black and white. There's some of the interiors by David in full living color. Really great looking stuff. You're not going to want to miss this book. So I'm going to have to give Ethan more of my money so I can get these books by our good friend David Williams. So anyway, you'll find the link in the description of this video. Go over there, check it out if you have not backed yet. It's rolling right along, and hopefully there you go, 61,570 at the moment with 471 backers. Yeah, so get over there and back. I assume you're not going to be waiting as long for these as you might for a normal Ethan book. So, and then Sasquatch did not make it today, but he still has what appears to be a really groovy campaign. We like to call it Nexus Scourge, written by, of course, Mike Barron, the co-creator of Nexus. This got some really cool artwork by Kelsey in here.
Yep.
So I'm not a Nexus fan. Not that I don't like Nexus, but I've never really read it that much. So, but I did buy this book because I thought this looks really good. So check that out. Right there's some cartooning. There's Kelsey. Right, that's what he normally looks like. Don't get to see him too much because we only see his hands and whatever he happens to spill or light on fire on his drawing table. But you'll find the link in the description of this video, so you want to go check that out as well.
I'm really looking forward to both these books.
Yeah. And Kizer, you got anything?
I'm sorry, Aaron. All 3 of these books.
Yeah, thank you, Gary. Appreciate that. Kizer, you got anything you want to plug?
Well, stuff that I'm working on at the moment, I can't talk about. So, but I'm working with 20th Century Fox, so some stuff it's
coming to a theater near you at some point.
Pretty much, yeah. I guess maybe. Let's see what happens.
Well, and I want to ask everyone. We got a huge audience right now. You guys, please hit the like and subscribe if you have not done so already. Helps the channel grow, and that enables us to coerce people like Coran, Kizer, Stone to come on the show. And
Yeah, we have to con him. So keep it up.
That's right. There's like payola and stuff going on. So, Coran, thank you so much for last minute filling in. I really appreciate it. We always love having you on because you do such great work.
Yes, this is awesome.
Make sure you follow him on Instagram and Twitter too, where he's posting. I think you're Kizerilla on Instagram, right?
Yeah.
And then your regular Coran Stone.
Yeah, Coran Kizer Stone and every other platform.
Okay. And so he's always posting really cool artwork. So you guys check him out if you have not done so.
Thank you.
All righty. Gonna rock and roll out of here. I got to do Star Trek show in less than 30 minutes on Graham Nolan's channel. So you guys want to check that out as well. It's called The Landing Party. I don't know if Mark Miller is going to be on this week or not. There was some talk of it, but we had some time issues since he's over like in Scotland or some place like that. So I don't know. Tune in to find out. But anyway, thank you guys. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for participating. We couldn't do it without you in the chat. And I want to thank again all of my co-hosts for another great show here on Graybeard's. And we will see you guys next week right here at this very same time on Graybeard's Studio. Good night, everybody.